Hi, and thank you for joining me. My name is John Dooner, and I'm the Director of DY3 Solutions. We do a lot of work around organisational development, team development and change, and one of the models we use is the Tuckman Model. So what you're going to hear now is an interview that seeks out some of the reasons why we use the model and the benefits of applying it, and I do hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
So John, you're involved in organisational, team and personal development, and we had to talk about a framework that you use in some of your work with teams and individuals. It's called the Tuckman Model. Can you tell me what it is and why you use it?
Sure, yeah. Look, I've heard the Tuckman Model described as being beautifully simple, and this is why it works for me. That's because I find it easy to talk about, and most importantly, people can easily relate to and associate themselves and their work to the model. It's simple, clear and relevant. And here's something that I consider important. It's been around since the mid-60s. It's still being used, and there's a reason for that, and that's because it works.
John, can you tell me more about the people relating to the model and how this works in practice?
Yes, of course. Tuckman breaks team growth and development into four, well actually there's possibly five, but four for now, separate stages. Stage 1, forming. Stage 2, storming. Stage 3, norming. And Stage 4, performing. When we've put a label to these stages, it gives people an opportunity to explore the types of behaviour they may encounter as we move from one stage to another.
How does having this opportunity help people as they go through changes, and what is it that you want them to understand?
Okay, I use it as an external reference point. It's a sort of map to help us understand context, and let's get beneath that. For me, context is what's happening around here right now. So everyone that's involved in growth, development and change, they have an opportunity to view behaviour, and that sometimes is going to be seen as unreasonable or unpredictable. But if we've got this map, if we've got this reference point, we can see it as being perfectly consistent with the changes described in the relevant stage of the Tuckman model. You see, I want people to understand that although change and development can be a challenge, we have ways of gaining insights into the reasons and patterns that are associated with change, challenges and their outcomes.
So, what is the practical value of this, and why do people need to know?
What a good question. You know, I feel if there isn't a practical value and people don't really need to know it, why are we even doing it? So let's take a look at that, shall we? It's an important part of our approach. Well, it's fundamental really, that you're going to get the very best outcomes and inputs and contributions from people who are actually engaged in change. Now for us, the Tuckman model provides a great opportunity to engage with people, to talk about their expectations and to find out the skills, the understanding and the approaches that they may have gained through their working life that will enable them to make a positive contribution to the process. And in doing so, we're developing them professionally and personally as we do. So it has real-time applications and also creates a sort of sense of security, progress and purpose.
In a practical sense, how might this work?
Right, we've been involved in work where we've introduced this model to teams and we've used it as a basis for coaching conversations, understanding the nature of conflict, developing leaders and managers, and also for reminding people that we're never really finished and that there are circumstances where we might have moved from being a performing team to one that's been reformed, and we will necessarily go through those stages again.
You say necessarily. Could you tell me a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, sure. Do you know, I say it because we're looking at a dynamic and developmental process. It's about change, it's about moving forward, and it involves people. And people, all of us, we are wonderfully human, and we do have a tendency to want to move at our own pace. Now, when this is challenged by the necessity of change or sometimes the pace of change, I think it's really useful that we have a framework, a reference point that allows us once more to check out in the map, on a map if you like, about the direction of travel we're headed in and what we can expect.
So, the Tuckman Model. How are you going to let people know about it, and what is going to keep them interested?
Okay, well, we're going to do a series of podcasts, and this will address features of the model under several headings and contexts, and it'll highlight some of the behaviours and approaches we can reasonably expect people to take on as we move through the various stages of the model. We're aiming to do this in a series of around about 10 clips, each lasting around about 3 to 5 minutes. If we can do this, they'll be nice and accessible, so people can either use them as part of as a process or just pull them down as occasional aid memoirs about what you can expect in various contexts and various situations on the change journey.
John, this all sounds very interesting, and we so look forward to hearing more about this. It has been great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you.